this episode, you're going to hear Lexi for sure in the background because she's got massive hiccups. So you're going to hear, there she is. So I have no idea what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. So I just want to share the amount of time that it's taken me to go from 0 downloads to 5,000 downloads in the time frames between, because there's certain patterns that are interesting. So I just want to talk about that. Maybe I'll figure out something to talk about along the way. But so when I started recording, I did 100 episodes, didn't tell anybody, which is crazy. I think back, I'm like, what the fuck? But so on February 6th, 2020, wow, that's crazy. Wait, what's today? 16th? Okay. So a year ago, I had about 200 downloads, and it took me 30 days to get 100 downloads to go to 300. So anyway, it's gonna, so from February,
stop it,
babe, it's funny. So from, okay, so from February 6th, I had February 6th, 2024, I had 100 downloads. 16 days later, I had 200. 30 days later, 300. 11 days later, 400. 22 days later, 500. All these are increments of 100, by the way. So 12, 600. 9, 700. 3, 800. Crazy. That's actually kind of normal now, which is cool. 7 days, 900. 5 days, 1,000. And then I started measuring in 500s, and I've done that ever since. So from 1,000 on May 31st, 2024, took me 39 days to get to 1,500, 32 days to get to 2,000. Let's see, 50 days to get to 2,500. That's the longest amount of time it's taken me for sure. Then we have 12 days, 12 days to 3,000, 34 days to 3,500, 36 days to 4,000, 41 days to 4,500, and then 15 days to 5,000. Now, I think that has been, no, it hasn't been. Nice. Go ahead.
Asshole.
She said I'm beautiful.
No.
So it looks like from 25 to 3,000, it took 12 days. That's the fastest I've gotten 500 downloads, it looks like. I don't see any other time. So for context, I have this file. It's called Pods. It's a Google Doc, and I've got 4 tabs. One is Pod Ideas, which I haven't really used a lot. Then I have the Allegiant Excellence podcast, which I need to get back on. The fuck. And then I have it's titled the BQ Daily Podcast, and I haven't changed it. But from episode maybe 100 to, or maybe it was 70 to 150. I think that was the BQ Daily Podcast. But it's the daily documentation of live hard, building a business from the ground up, and share my perspective and life lessons along the way. So it's kind of changed a little bit, which the whole show, I guess, is subject to evolving, I guess. Different things change. Then I have the Allegiant Fit podcast, which I've just saved it because I think I have a lot of stuff in here. And I've got 100 different topics I can talk about. Well, actually, how did I do this? I have 100 different ideas to talk about, and then underneath all those, I think I have about 5 to 7 different topics of the main topic. So, for example, I'm going to scroll to a random one. It's 72, fitness tips for desk workers. Desk stretches, move hourly, build strength, prioritize posture, plan activity. 90, why men should prioritize flexibility training. Improve mobility, prevent injuries, relieve tension, boost performance, support longevity. So I just used some ChatGPT to come up with these, but I have this Allegiant Fit podcast still. And yeah, so I've got this whole document. And one of them is the Bed Podcast. It's titled Bed Podcast. It's labeled Bed Podcast. It's titled BQ Daily. So how it starts off is the tagline. Then I got a line on this. It's tracking downloads, big bold. Underneath that, I have bullet points that show the day and how long it's taken me to get to the episode, along with the latest updated episode. So these episodes, I started tracking this at 1,500. So 263, 295, 345, 357, 389, 425, 466, and 482 are all days where I hit milestones. So I'm going to keep on tracking by 500s until I get to 10,000, which is crazy. And then from there, I'm just going to do thousands, probably until 100,000. And then from 100,000, I'll probably just, I don't know, every 10,000, I don't know. That's quite a lot of downloads, and I don't know when we'll get there. Matter of fact, judging from the pace that we're at right now, if nothing changed, nothing improved, nothing got worse, it would take about a year. So every 4 years, let's think about this. Every 5 years, I'd have 20,000 downloads. So 25 years to get to 100,000 downloads, which it's not going to take me that long. I know it won't, but based off of how it is now, that's how long it would take, which is crazy because I know Joe Rogan probably gets 100,000 in his first 5 minutes. And here I am talking about 25 years. But anyway, so I have that. Then I have the podcast description. Then I have another line. And then I have Golden BBs. And this started May 13th, 2024, Monday at 10:02 p.m. And I keep track of every little change that I make to the show or to the description or whatever. I keep track of everything. And I've got 42 different things, or 41 actually. So I'm not going to read them all. There's actually quite a lot here. But I just note down the date when I make the change. And even if I undo the change later, I write that down as well. I'm sure it's on here. Yeah, I've got added bullet points or whatever, and then I've got removed bullet points. This is about 30 points later. But it's 41 things that I've changed or added or made better or removed or tried to fix or whatever that have been part of this whole show. And I would like to think that by the time I am, quote, done with this journey, then I will have, I don't know, 500, 1,000 different changes. Because if I'm at 41, that's very close to about 10 per 100 episodes. So I'm going to have 700, 10%, right? So I'd have 700 or 7,300, 730, changes that I would have made to the show. So you can take that 730, the bullet points, the golden BBs, and just apply it to your show and just be exactly what took me 20 years to make, and you could have it overnight. The formatting, the description, all that shit, you could, that's the idea there. Then below all that, I've got a template that I just copy paste. So how it is right now. So the title, so this is the template, literally word for word. This is exactly what it is. So it goes, Lexi still has hiccups. It's crazy. So it still goes, the title, the placeholder is 7305. That's the placeholder. And so all I do is I double click that, and then I, Command V, Control V, paste in the title, and that's that. Then I have 4 drop down things below that, which allow me to click the dots, the colors of the show tags, because red is live work, events, tasks, calls. Blue is high emotions and any emotion. Black is business, numbers, goals, stats, which, for example, today we're going to get the black dot. And then white is thoughts, lessons, beliefs, decisions. And I feel like by default, white is on every show because it's thoughts. I'm thinking, lessons, belief, decisions. So I think that would qualify as decisions because this is me kind of talking about why I do it this way. And then we have the spade, which is 75 hard, which I'm thinking about starting up again. My life was on fire when I was doing this shit, so would like to get back to that. But anyway, I have 4 of these drop down boxes. So for example, I'm going to do it right now. Click on it. We're getting the black one, getting the white one. And then I'm going to go over to the very edge, backspace the other 2 because I don't need all 4. And then I have the shortcut on my computer. I talked about it on one episode. But it gives me the date, or it gives me the date of the week, the month, the day of the month, the year, and the time, PM or AM, in the exact format separated by commas that I want. So I don't have to type it or use the drop downs. It's just a quick keyboard stroke, which is fucking cool. And it took me, there's an episode dedicated to this, but it took me a while to actually get it sorted out. But it saves me 10 seconds every day. Then below that, we have a line. And then below that, we have summary of today's show in 50 words or less, summarized by ChatGPT. Now, I think my prompt for ChatGPT in the project itself is, I think it's 90. Let's see. Podcast summary instructions. 75 words or less. That's what it is. So it still says 50, so I'm going to have to change that. It's not a big deal. Then I have a space for me to type, 2 spaces, so there's a space between the last line, so it's a little bit cleaner. Then below that, additional things not covered in the episode. I just realized that you could probably just look at the description and see exactly what I'm talking about. But whatever. So it's a whole template. Then below that, how am I feeling and what are my thoughts? Then below that, 2 spaces, business revenue tracker starting the 20th of December, and how much money I've made in business, what I'm doing right now since then. And this includes me working for Mina, because I wouldn't have this opportunity if I wasn't trying to do my own shit. So I consider that profit for my own business. But if it doesn't count, I don't care. I'm just tracking it. I think it's cool. So whatever. Then below that, I have 5 links. Matter of fact, by the time you listen to this, whoever you are, maybe it's 10 years later, probably not going to be the same at all. So it's kind of cool. But got 5 links: the feedback and suggestions form, the intro episode 292B, you can learn a lot about the show, my Instagram, the Daily Excellence newsletter, which I have not touched, and then the other podcast, which is Allegiant Excellence. And there's that. Then we have the show tags below that, the red dot, blue dot, black dot, white dot, spade, and what those mean. So a while ago, in the description, I had all the different show tags, all the different notable episodes, and it was just taking up a lot of room, and I didn't really like that. But it's funny because I'm looking at it now. The notable episodes are easily replaced by all the links, which I think is kind of funny, but whatever. So that is how I do it. That's how I have all this set up so I can be as quick as possible. So all I do is highlight the entire section, and then I just Control C or Command C, then Command V 7 times. It gets me a full week because I change the revenue tracker by 300 because that's what I get per week from Mina. And then it allows me to keep everything accurate. So that's what I do. That's how I remain organized and do this as quickly as I can. And yeah, I mean, that's it. And I'm applying the same idea to the Allegiant Excellence podcast as well, which it looks like 2 people listened to some episodes the other day. So I don't know if it was from this show. I'd like to think it was because I keep telling people to do that. But either way, pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's kind of all I wanted to touch on. I honestly haven't been up to much other than just working on Mina's stuff. Haven't really touched a lot of my own, which sucks. It's all good. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. Nothing much to report. So getting out of the slump for sure. Mouth feels incredible. Well, mouth feels much better. And I'm getting back slowly on a lot of different things. So yeah, nothing else to say, nothing else to report. So that's it. Lexi, do you want to give one more hiccups? Can you make a fake one?
No, I can't.
Okay, good night.